Hey, how's it going?
It is good. How's your Thursday going?
It's going all right. We had in Chicago today. We had a bunch of like summer sun showers, so it was bright and sunny and hot all day, but it just poured for like a couple hours.
That sounds beautiful and miserable all at the same
That's exactly what it was.
time. Yeah, Georgia finally got a break from the thunderstorms. I think it's just because of the what's going on with the hurricane.
Hmm.
So it was sunny and did not rain, but it's literally been raining in Atlanta for like months straight. So
Really?
we were very thankful today to not have to deal with that crazy flood weather. I thought I was gonna have to hop on somebody's ark for a second,
For
but
real? Yeah, I get that.
it's been crazy. But that's very interesting that you had that wild combination today. Anytime
Yeah,
I think
it's
about Chicago, I think about cold. I don't know why.
that's because it's usually cold in Chicago.
Yeah,
It's like usually miserable here,
yeah.
but we have like really really hot summers too. So
Well, I'll have to check out Chicago in the summer. I've never been there, so we'll have to
maybe someday we'll be allowed to travel and you'll get to.
maybe, hopefully,
Maybe. Who
or we'll
knows?
have to live life virtually for the rest of my life. Wouldn't
Hmm.
that be something?
Hmm.
This is the future.
Yeah, the future is now.
Awesome. Well, we're just gonna hop right into it.
Cool.
Um, Everyone, this is Kelly Severtson. He is an amazing tattoo artist based in
Thank
Chicago.
you.
He was on season 13 of Ink Master, which was the turf war.
Hmm.
Um, you're out of Good Kind Tattoo
That's
uh,
right. Yep,
in Chicago as well.
that's correct. Good Kind is in Roscoe Village.
Okay, that's what's up. So you were on the Midwest team of Turf War, and I had the privilege of meeting you at Due South Tattoo Expo, where you left with Artist of the Show, which was
I
pretty
did.
impressive.
Yeah, I kind of cleaned up that show and then the world shut down and I didn't get to brag about it.
Isn't that great though? That I feel like that was such a privilege to be able to be like the last convention,
Yeah,
right?
it was cool.
Before the pandemic. I think that was super cool to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
Due
so
South is always my favorite convention, so at least I got to have it. Like if I'd missed it by if I'd missed it by a week, it would have made quarantine like that much harder.
yeah, no, I completely agree. I think all of us were kind of trying to figure out if we were going to even attend.
Yeah,
But it's like you said, such a great show. Shout out to Matt Stebley and the whole crew.
for real.
It's a fantastic show in beautiful Biloxi. Just a good time and a good crowd. Honestly, I've never been to a convention where I feel like all of the artists who are there just like meld in the way that we do when we're, at Due South. So shout out to
Yeah, I know what you mean.
shout out to them for sure. So you know, there's been a lot of talk about your work not only from Ink Master, but of course from the convention. Just on your
Hmm.
Instagram, you have a major following. You know, people will refer to you as the wizard himself. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah,
absolutely love that. I love the magic shit theme, right?
right. That's my
Yeah,
hashtag. Yeah.
yes, I absolutely love that. Tell us a little bit more about your style and the inspiration for that.
Um, I think like style wise in tattooing, I want everything to last. I want everything to I want it to heal the way that it goes in, and so
Mm,
everything has like a really deliberate. It has a deliberate, bold look,
yes.
but artistically, I think I just grew up on a lot of '80s cartoons.
Mm,
Um, I'm old enough that I still remember, I'm old enough that I got to live through like Saturday morning cartoons,
love it.
and it had apparently a big impact on me. Um, I remember, I just remember watching a lot of like really very nerdy fantasy, like just cartoon movies
Yeah,
growing up.
the best one.
Um, what's that?
The best type of movies.
Yeah, for real, right? Like I remember when The Last Unicorn was like not. I remember when it was kind of new.
Yeah.
That's it's kind of
Yeah.
fucked up. That's like an old throwback at this point.
I absolutely love that. I love the inspiration that you're getting, from your childhood experiences and being able to take that with you. There's something else that I noticed with, doing a little bit of research about you. It's like the poems that go along with the pieces.
Yeah,
those are
Yeah, the poems are fun.
phenomenal. Like, okay,
Thanks.
tell me about how you got started with that, why you make poems for your posts. Tell us a little bit.
Man, I don't know. I don't remember why. I think no. I was gonna say that the first one I wrote was the one where I was eliminated from Ink Master.
Okay.
Spoiler alert to anyone that hasn't seen 13. Um, but I don't think that's it. I think that I really have no idea why I started writing them. I just had time one day
Yeah.
and decided to fuck around with a limerick. I don't I don't know.
I absolutely love it. I think that it, you know, it starts to like reinforce the message that there's always like a story behind something, a story behind tattoos specifically.
Thank you.
So that's super cool. And you just make them up yourself. You have you ever
I do. Yeah.
with the people who are getting the tattoo? Have you done like a poem partnership with them, or is it just coming off the top of the dome?
Sometimes um, sometimes I'll talk with the people that I'm tattooing about like we'll kind of make like a story about about the object or the little character that's in the tattoo,
Mm,
and we'll kind of like I've been doing a lot of characters lately, like
mm.
fantasy animals, I
Okay.
guess, and it all kind of started from this wizard frog that I was drawing,
Yes.
and I
Is
just
it the one who's carrying the crystal?
yeah, that's one of the first, yeah, that's actually one of them.
I love.
Um, and I just kept drawing this one particular frog, and he had like more and more things with him, and so it looked like each time I was drawing him or each time I was like tattooing him that he was getting more things. Like he was, I did one where he's got a feather in his hat when he's like carrying the crystal, and
Mhm.
so I drew one where he was uh, like plucking the feather out of midair, and so
Mm.
it's like it's just kind of started this unofficial, like not totally spelled out story of this wizard frog that's like traveling around and I guess like maybe meeting all these other creatures. I don't know. This is the first time I've tried to explain this. It's kind of weird.
No, I absolutely love that the creativity behind that, and I think that
Cool.
it
Thank
gives
you.
him, you know, a life, right? Like we're kind of
Hmm.
excited to see when the next time you might tattoo this character, and you know what
Yeah.
his journey is going to be. So that's
Yeah.
super cool. I love how I feel like you are one of the few artists who is giving a great example of like bringing your work to life.
Oh,
So
thank you.
doing that shit is super cool.
That's a
Um,
great compliment.
Speaking of, you know, all the magic shit that you're super into, I recently read about your design tool that you contributed to Russ Abbott's
Oh,
tattoo
yeah.
art.
Hmm.
So, tell me a little bit more about your reason behind contributing to that toolbox, and also, you know, your reason behind, or I guess your commitment rather, to educating and sharing things with other artists.
Right. Well, I have I have a pretty heavy art education background
Hmm.
before I got into tattooing. Like I got my master's and then started tattooing. So um, I guess I'm more acquainted with a lot of like an art community and an art education
Hmm.
than maybe a lot of tattooers that came up working in shops and just working an apprenticeship.
Hmm.
It's like it's not so much the case now because there's a lot of young tattooers that are getting an art education. They're getting like a BFA or something before they start tattooing.
Right.
But um, I just think it's not really. I came from a generation of tattooing where like people weren't sharing,
Mm,
and you had to become, you had to become friends with someone before they would help you out.
right.
And it like it, there were a couple times that I saw things go down that I was like, that looked a little bit predatory, like being friends with someone just to like pick up their knowledge and then just kind of bouncing.
That's real.
And that is super real. Um, and I'm just not down with that. Like, I just don't see any reason why we can't share the information that we have.
Mm,
Um, like there's a part of tattooing that is kind of science and technology
right.
and an art form, obviously. But like all that stuff, all like science and technology does better as a whole when people share.
Mm,
And I guess that's where it comes from. Just like this desire to teach people that are eager to learn.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I think that oftentimes something that I see in this industry is a kind of unhealthy desire to always be one step ahead of somebody. And I
Hmm.
think that um, it's better to, view it the way you're describing it, like where this is a community, we're contributing to each other. You don't need to, leech off of people or build these false
Right.
relationships to, get to a certain status. Um, so I love your mention of that.
Well, thanks.
So you were speaking about your or former your art experience. You originally wanted to teach art, is that correct?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to be a college professor.
Wow. Mhm.
Uh, I don't know that that's that impressive, but it was pretty cool.
Super cool. I'm a
Thanks.
educator too. I taught middle school.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So I just I went to a master's program that had a lot of teaching opportunity. It was like primarily a teaching school. The people that came out of it would have um, a lot of opportunities to teach, like in the classroom, or they would travel to see other people do little studio seminars and whatnot, so that they could kind of have more exposure to technique and like just teaching in front of a class. And I graduated. I got my MFA in 2008, and it was like 30 days. Market had collapsed, and like nobody was hiring, and it was like a year before the entry level art professorships kind of came back, and I was like, shit, I got to pay
Yeah.
back these student loans, and
Right. I need
that's
a job.
yeah, for real. And like when I got the first student loan bill, I was like, well, this is like more than my rent, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
Work.
Dude, they're
It's
the
so worth
worst.
it. Free education. Look, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And
So actually tattooing wasn't your first choice and it was something you were kind of put in a place, to have to do, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And it
really,
just worked for you.
it's so much better.
Yeah.
Uh, I still like teaching, but I get to teach. That's kind of what we were just talking about. But like, um, yeah, being a tattoo artist is so much better of a job than like dealing
Then
with dealing with academia. Like I
that's
don't even know. There's no way I would make that trade now. There's no way.
def-
Yeah.
definitely for sure. What do you enjoy most about tattooing?
Mm. I guess like on a day-to-day basis, I get to be my own boss,
Mm,
which not that I care about being a boss, but like I just want freedom. I want that sense of agency in my own life. Like I know how much money I'm going to be making, and I don't have to worry about like being short or like someone cutting my hours or like I don't like I steer my own shit, you
yeah.
know? And to do that I'm lucky enough to have a cool enough following that wants the work that I want to do.
Mhm.
So I've lucked out. Like I put in my time, but I'm pretty lucky right now. I'm pretty fortunate. So
Definitely.
yeah, I guess like I get to do whatever the fuck I want. That's pretty much my favorite part of being a
That
tattooer.
sounds like a dream job to me.
Right? It's not bad.
Speaking of doing, what you want to do, would you say that you're the type of artist to stick to your designs, like, 100% sticking to your design, or are you open to collabing with the client and coming up with new,
Right.
um, yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I kind of think that most tattoos are a collaboration, at least in concept, with
Hmm.
the person who's going to wear the tattoo and the person who's going to do the
Okay.
tattoo.
Right.
Um, Best case scenario, the person who wants the tattoo and is going to wear the tattoo
Hmm.
is at least flexible enough to hear the advice of the person doing the tattoo.
Okay.
But beyond that, it's kind of like, get some concepts, get some like ideas, and even down to just like maybe what color you want
Right.
featured prominently, and like that's all that I want to run with. I want to have the freedom to get kind of like a vibe off of the person that I'm tattooing and then give them something that's theirs.
For
Um, but that's not how I came up. Like part of the reason that I did so well on Ink Master, again, like major spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen
I love it.
13,
Tell it all. Tell it all.
is that I grew up in a time in tattooing when being well versed was really important. You
Okay.
know, now with social media being what it is and like Instagram being kind of like such a strong foothold in tattooing as a whole, you can start out and specialize and be busy.
Mm-hmm.
But it used to be that back in the day, if you wanted to tattoo and you wanted to be busy, you had to be able to do everything.
Right.
And so I tattooed a lot of stuff. I started tattooing in Ohio, so I've done a lot of sports logos.
Mm,
That was like a lot of my first year of tattooing.
that's super cool. Or do you do collabs? Is there somebody who you aspire to do a collab with?
Oh man, I don't think about collabing all the time. There are a couple people that I would be super down to collaborate with.
Yeah.
One person in particular is Bob Jones from season 13.
Okay.
We've had a couple of people approach us about like trying to do something cool on him. If we ever get to travel, like maybe that'll happen. I don't know,
For sure. For
but
sure. Super cool. What's one of your biggest pet peeves as a tattoo artist?
uh, I'm so spoiled. I can't even think of any bad clients that I've had lately.
That's
Um, Man, you know, no, I don't really. I guess like I want to do your tattoo. You know what I mean? Like if you want me to do your tattoo, I would love to do your tattoo. But
hmm
like you got to give me time too.
yes.
You can't give me time to do it.
Mhm.
Um, some of the worst parts about like television tattooing are that people that they don't understand that that's not how like tattooing works on a day-to-day basis.
Process.
Right. Yeah, like I don't really want to do
Right.
that. I'd like to like meet with you and then maybe
Right.
talk a couple times,
Yeah.
go back and forth a little bit more,
Right.
and then maybe not feel like I have only a certain amount of time to tattoo you, which
hmm
is, it's hard, like, especially now because people, there's not a whole
Busy
lot of
life.
movement in the economy. So it's like,
For sure. For sure. But no, I think that all those things are necessary, making sure that you are allocating time for this forever piece of art that's going to be
mhm,
right, making sure that you are also allocating time to build a relationship with artists.
right.
We have a lot of conversations on ink therapy about the importance of building a relationship with the artist and how much of an impact and a difference it can make in your tattoo experience.
Oh, sure.
So 100% I'm right there with you. It's like let's take the time to do this and act like this is some serious shit as opposed to like this is a transactional,
Yeah. Yeah.
situation. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
um, so, like if I do a sleeve, like if we're doing a sleeve project, I got to hang out with you for like 30 to 40 hours,
Love it.
and you have to hang out with me for 30 or 40 hours. So
Right.
like we should maybe make sure that we don't totally hate each other at the very
Right,
least.
right. At the very minimum, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah. Bare minimum.
Yeah,
Bare.
for sure.
That's,
For sure.
but that's about it. Like, yeah, like some of my favorite clients are people that just started out as, they just wanted something small, and then we hit it off and we understood each other, and then they wanted bigger and bigger work, and I wanted to give them more and more.
I
So
love
yeah,
one
I
of
love it too, actually, as it turns out. So
the it shows. It shows.
thanks.
Bro, it seems like you're committed.
Yeah, probably not gonna switch gears at this point. I guess I'll probably tattoo until I die.
I think that that's a good path. I think
Yeah,
there's
it's all right.
a lot of promise in there for you. Um,
Thanks.
Speaking of, your mention of the 30, it's 40 hour sleeve, it makes me think of education on the client side, right?
Hmm.
Got a lot of people who are just becoming, new tattoo collectors, or maybe they've been a tattoo collector for a long time, but have only been getting a certain type of work, don't necessarily understand the amount of commitment as far as like time and
Oh,
financial,
for sure.
that goes into quality work. What's something that you think is important for clients, consumers, tattoo collectors to know about either, the time that has to be spent or like the financial commitment? What's something that
Hmm.
you think will like is something they need to know that you wish you could just stamp across their forehead sometimes?
That's a good question. There's so many little lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ultimately, it's like we don't want to tattoo you until you're penniless. Like we're not also trying to break your bank. Like talking about time and allocation of resources and stuff. Like we we would rather not overshoot, and we would also rather not undershoot.
Yeah.
Like we want to give you the tattoo that's perfect for you as a person and perfect for your lifestyle too. And I guess like just because a tattoo artist is a good tattoo artist doesn't mean that they're the right tattoo artist
Mm-hmm.
for what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it breaks my heart when someone is super excited to have me tattoo them, and then they tell me what they want, and I have to tell them like I'm not your guy. Like this
Right.
is I know a ton of people that could do this tattoo
Right.
way better than me,
Mm-hmm.
and in some situations, like I might be the most expensive version of that, and not the best. So
Mm-hmm.
you should probably check out my homie. Like
Yeah.
it's it's all about like it's about a relationship, and it's about the right mix.
Definitely. Definitely. I love that mention of the transparency around like what you are
Right.
capable of doing.
Hmm.
And I think, what you started off with was saying like we're not trying to break your bank. We're not trying to shoot over, but we'd rather not shoot under. I think that's something great for people to, because a lot of times what I see from clients is kind of like I guess like a bargaining, right? Like let me
Right.
see who can do what I want for the lowest. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about that. It's about the experience and about the quality that you want. So as opposed to searching for just the lowest dollar, there's a little bit
Yeah.
more that needs to go into that, right?
Yeah. I totally agree.
For
I
sure.
think that's like it just breaks my heart when I hear people that have saved $10, $20 on a tattoo, and they get something that's just jacked forever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, there's so many people who have DM'd me and sent me pictures of these terrible, just botched tattoos and saying like, "Hey, I'm an artist," and I'm like, "You would have never needed that. You had to done the research in the beginning."
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's yeah, it's a very sad reality, but I think that conversations like these and just sharing the fact that like there is a need to put a little bit more energy and effort and not focus so much on money. um,
Hmm.
Money runs the world, people say that all the time, but I think with sacred art forms like tattooing, it's something that we need to start putting on the back burner and actually looking at the quality of work and the meaning and the actual person is doing it rather than like the actual dollar amount. So
Right. That's tough too. That's like speaking as if money isn't a big limiter is kind of
mhm.
a position of privilege too. Like I'm the one doing the tattoo. I'm not the person paying for the tattoo. So
Right.
um, yeah, it can be kind of like I feel a little conflicted even saying that much because
Mhm. I
it's
get you.
just it's
Well,
rough.
let me say it for
Yeah,
you.
you could go ahead.
I I'm so about, as a tattoo collector, I am so about the artist first, right? Like
Right.
there's no way, as a creative myself, there's no way that I could look at another creative and try to assign a monetary amount to the work that you're doing. I don't know the process you had to go through in
Hmm.
order to get to this beautiful creation you've made. It's not my job to determine your worth. So I just go off of what the artist says. If you say it's $1 million tattoo, it's $1 million tattoo. If you say it's a $5 tattoo, it's a $5 tattoo. I let the artist, the creator lead. Like at the end of the day,
Right.
it's not my position to judge.
Yeah.
So yeah. And somebody in the chat just said invest in yourself. Am I right? I definitely think that that's
Yeah.
important. Investing in yourself, also investing that once you invest in yourself, that means that everything that you pick for yourself, the art you put on your body, is going to be of the highest quality. So
Yeah. I think investing in yourself in general is the best thing that you could possibly do,
mhm.
with or without tattoos. I think
Yeah,
always invest in yourself.
For sure, for sure. That's gonna be the mantra of today.
I'm down. I'll do it.
Let's a little bit more towards talking about you specifically. Tell us about your favorite tattoo that you have on your body.
Mm. Oh, okay. Um, like some of my favorite tattoos are actually on the back of my leg, and so I never get to see them. It's really it's really disappointing. Um, one of my good friends, Ashley Wally, she did a peony on the inside of my knee, like on my knee
Oh,
digit. It was
ouch!
it was a bad time, but um, it was super good, and I love looking at it. Every time I see a photo of it, I'm like, damn, I forgot I had that tattoo. The thing fucking kicks ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely
Um,
pain, right?
yeah, I mean, I remember that it hurt, but I don't remember how bad it hurt, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Um, I have, I also have a frog on my hamstring that I really like. Um, it was done by a tattooer named Bo, who doesn't tattoo anymore, and I feel really lucky to have had, like, he used to do a lot of frogs, and to me, it's like I have a treasure that won't ever be recreated. I
100%.
think I might have one of his last frogs, too. It's really cool.
Wow, that's super special.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sad that he doesn't tattoo anymore, but that's cool.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, everybody, has this invest in yourself, right? That means draw
Exactly.
boundaries when you need to. Uh,
Absolutely.
so I think that that's awesome. That they've made that choice for themselves to,
Hmm.
and I mean, they're still a legend, right? He's still a legend. He's
Yeah,
still.
for real. Exactly. I've got two of his paintings in my station too. So.
Oh, that's bomb, super bomb. What can we catch you listening to in the studio?
Oh man. Um, I just recently made this pretty bomb Spotify playlist.
Okay, tell us
Uh, it's
about.
all like late '90s hip hop.
Yes.
Um, it's pretty fucking solid. It's pretty fucking solid.
I'm telling you, I'm a 90s baby, so I'm like,
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, dude, it's the best. Yeah, I listen to a lot of books sometimes if
okay,
I'm doing a piece where I gotta really like focus in. I try not to because I really want to connect. But
right.
sometimes I'm tattooing someone and we just can't talk. So during those times, if I'm busy, and I gotta get mentally into it, I listen to a book. I listen to like
Cool.
fantasy fiction about like wizards fighting and shit. It's pretty tight.
Love it.
I should leave a book list. Actually, I
That,
should start giving my
I
recommendations.
would love to see it. I would love to see it. And I think that, the viewers would love to see that as well. So we'll share that with them. That's super cool. I haven't heard listening to an audiobook yet, but that's something that I do when I'm getting tattooed. So
Oh yeah, no, me too, totally.
yeah, dope, dope.
Um, I also like to listen to true crime podcasts. Like, who doesn't love some like murder mystery podcasts?
I do.
I think everybody is. I think it's like the big thing now that nobody's getting together and talking, but I feel like that's
It feeds my inner serial killer.
yeah.
When I'm like killing people in my mind, like
Hmm.
that, it helps. It's like therapeutic for me in that way of like, that would be super cool if I could do that. And then it's like, okay, now,
or like, man, I would have hit that body way better. I would have never.
right?
That's stupid.
Is that what that bleach?
You can't
Everybody
just leave it in a car trunk. That's stupid.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
We've
quote
gone
us.
to a dark place now, X. We've gone to a totally dark place.
We're gonna switch it around before we finish up with our tradition of playing a game.
Cool.
The last question I have for you is one I ask all artists. What's a piece of advice that you would give somebody who is a first-time tattoo client?
Mm. Take your time. Make the right choice. Try not to get anything. There's a fine line, right?
Hmm.
Feel free to get something that looks cool. There's no reason that anything has to have meaning if you just want it.
Right.
But try not to get something that you think is just kind of cool right now. If you've seen like a bunch of people with the tattoo, get it. But don't let me tell you how to party. But like,
if you're sold on it, get it, right?
right. Yeah. Make sure you're sold on it. That's all I would say is like, just it really. Me with my opinions, I can fuck right off.
Right.
Like it's about you, and it's about whatever you want to wear as a tattoo artist or as a tattoo client. So like, just take your time. Just
Right.
pick a good one.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, like, spend some money, get a super good one.
Love that. Great advice. Great advice from Kelly Severtson right there. We're about to shift into the final part of the interview, which is my favorite part personally. We use
Okay.
a game. Today, guys, we're playing a game that we've never played before. I felt like Kelly
Ooh.
was a very special guest, so we had to switch it up with a special game of Would You Rather.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
I play this in the shop all the time. I make my I make my coworkers answer dumb questions all the
I
time.
love that 100%. That's so me. I was telling you when we were talking about, this earlier when we were doing our little debrief that this is like one of my favorite games as well. And
Hmm.
I with like the craziest ideas. And I'll play this, game when I'm like driving in the car with my friends. So down that you're down with it.
Oh god,
Uh,
I'm super down.
I just 10 questions. The first one, would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Ooh, I would rather. Ooh, shit. I guess I would rather lose the ability to speak.
Would you rather know the history of every object you touch or be able to talk to animals?
Oh my god, that's such a good one. Um, I'd rather talk to animals. That's such a tough one.
It is a
That's
tough.
like that's 49.5%. I'd like I could go either way. I wouldn't be sad if I had either one.
Okay. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home?
Ooh. I've never been adrift at sea on a sailboat, so I feel like this is kind of an oh shit, my backdrop disappeared. I feel like this is a little bit of an uneducated comment, but I guess like I would. Why not live in a boat?
Right. I
You know
like
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. I could definitely see a nice pimped out boat, and that would be my lifestyle. A yacht, maybe. Right? Sailboat, maybe like okay, maybe something a little bit more elevated than a
Right.
sailboat.
Right.
I need some room if it's gonna be my home.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future or 10 minutes into the future of anyone but yourself?
Oh, I think if I saw my own future, I would just fall down like a weird rabbit hole, um, where I would doubt everything that I was ever gonna do. I would hate to know my future. I would not be down.
That's real. Okay, so
Yeah.
somebody else's future then.
Yeah.
Number 5, would you rather have unlimited international first class tickets or never have to pay for food at a restaurant?
Ooh, I would. Ooh, shit. I mean, this is such a weird one right now because we can't go at all. We can't go anywhere.
Exactly.
I would. Man, food, right? I mean,
I'm with you.
so
I'm with
like, can I buy my wife food? Like,
you.
can I?
Hey, if you buy the food for yourself and then you pass it on to your wife, I don't see it, right?
Right. Oh yeah, I just order 2 entrees and then I eat half of them and then
Great.
she can have half of half. Yeah. No, that's perfect. That works itself out. It's great.
Awesome, awesome. We got someone in the comments who's battling you on that one. They're saying first class tickets, but
We can't even go anywhere right now. What would be the point? Like, I mean,
touche.
I guess that we can't really go eat anywhere right now either.
You're right.
Fuck.
But when things open up,
Right.
I'm food. I'm right
In the future where the world has not ended.
there. Number 6, would you rather be forced to dance every time you heard music or be forced to sing along to any song that you heard?
Shit, I already do both. I do both right now all the
A
time.
little bit of dancing, a little bit of singing.
Exactly. Before before the curtain fell and we got stuck inside forever, my wife made me take bachata lessons. So I was dancing like a couple times a week,
Yeah,
and I would just I would just find the 8 count sometimes, like when I'm setting up her tattoo and just like do some footwork.
love that.
But I,
Those lessons are paying off. Shout out to your wife.
yeah, don't tell her that. Don't let her see this.
And so, look, if we get the benefit of getting your awesome tattoo work in the shop, but also we get the benefit of seeing your awesome dance moves.
Called, actually. That was their calling.
I love that. I love that. Right on time.
Exactly. She knew I was talking about her. It's fucked up.
Exactly.
It's
That's how
fucked
it
up.
is, man. All right, number 7. Would you rather move to a new city or town every week, or never be able to leave the city or town that you were born in?
Oh my god. No, there's no way I would go back to the city that I was born in. There's no possible way. I have to go to a new one every week that I've never been to before.
Okay, I love that.
Is that's what the question is? So
Yeah. New city every week.
it would be tough to maintain a clientele, but that's what I would do.
I was thinking about, like, if conventions were, like, well, I guess they are kind of year round, because I'm thinking of international conventions as well. That would
Yeah.
be able to, like, that's your full time thing, is just working conventions 100% of the time.
Yeah, but after the first year, you're fucked. Like you would have to you'd have to find a whole new list of conventions.
Definitely.
This is bad. This is a bad option.
But I think the other one is bad.
It's way worse. Yeah.
I don't stay there in the place that I was born. I just need to, I need to grow. I need to move around. So 100%. Okay, this one's a little bit weird. Number 8. Would you rather be a reverse centaur or a reverse merman? So reverse means the animal part is on your head.
Right. Ooh.
So fish head, man body, or horse head, man body.
I think I'm gonna go fish, because there's no benefit if you have a horse head. You don't get like nothing's good for you. Like having a horse lower body, you could run fast, right? You could carry a buddy around if but like if you just have a horse head, you just eat
You
hay.
have this awesome mane.
That's true. Okay. All right. Good point. Good point.
Just awesome hair all the time. Okay, so you're going with merman?
I'm gonna go with merman. I
Reverse.
hope that I have gills. If I don't have gills, if I just have a fish head, but like I still have to
But
breathe
does that
air.
mean you have to, like, sink your head in water all the time because you have gills?
Yeah, but
Like,
I'm cool
you
with
have
that.
a hole on your It's like reverse.
Yes, that would be. That's what I'm talking about. I actually want that now. Now that I know that I can just wear a bowl on my head, yeah, that's not a negative to me. That's a positive.
Okay. Number 9. Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night, or sweat maple syrup?
Ooh. I mean, I've had some big brunches. I feel like I have maybe actually sweat maple syrup before.
Oh my gosh.
Spaghetti would be a mess. You know what? Both of these are a mess. This is a problem. Spaghetti hair. How quickly does it regrow? Is it like my hair is this length now, and then when I get spaghetti hair every morning when I wake up, it's always magically that length?
Yeah. I would say back to your, like, regular length. Like, if you cut it,
Right.
it comes back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my wife would have pasta for breakfast a lot.
Is she a pasta fan?
No. No.
It doesn't seem like we could go with the spaghetti. We have to go with the
No, it would not be good. No one wants to wake up and eat spaghetti, even if you are a pasta fan. That's like breakfast spaghetti. I don't think is anything anywhere.
No, I don't think that that's an ideal breakfast. I'm more of a maple girl.
Yeah, but that would be a lot of fucking maple syrup.
And then
Like,
you get very sticky.
you'd be so sticky.
Both of these are bad.
Yeah, these are both bad. These are both very bad. I guess like maybe I could make myself a special suit to collect the maple syrup.
Okay, I like the vision.
Yeah. I would start my own OnlyFans where I would just sell people my maple syrup sweat. That's what I would do. I would profit off of it. What are you going to do, right? Like, you got to make money.
I love it. Sold. Maple syrup. We're starting a business.
Right, exactly. Come get this hairy man's maple syrup sweat.
All right, last one. Would you rather have to fart loudly every time you had a serious conversation, or have to burp after every kiss?
I might also already do both of these. So it's really like, which one do I want to get rid of?
Life next time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, what's going on? Let's have want some ink therapy.
Right. Right. You should ask her why she married me. I have no idea.
I love it. Love it.
I guess I would rather. I guess I would rather burp. You know.
Okay. After every kiss.
Yeah. I mean, you can't ever really trust a fart. Like you can't.
You really can't,
You
man.
can't. No.
That's so real. In the burp, you kind of like feel it when it's kind of, you're like, okay, is this gonna be a nasty one, or is it gonna be like just like
Yeah. I
a
mean, you can give it the old block.
oh,
You know what I
true.
mean? Like
There's no
you
butt
could.
plug.
There's no butt block. No. That's invest in yourself. There's no butt block. I feel like those are the two things that we need to take away from these.
Yes, 100%. I love that. That's the perfect way to end it.
Okay, right on.
It's been wonderful talking to you. I think this has
Thank you
been
so
a
much for
very
having me.
exciting and educational interview as well as super fun as well towards the end.
Thanks.
Thank you again for being here with us tonight.
Mhm.
I will keep you posted on when things open up, what it's going to look like, because I'm super excited about having the in-person ink therapy roundtable discussion with a whole bunch of artists. But
I'd
right
love
now,
to do
the
that.
priority is keeping people safe, right?
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah, of course.
so we'll talk more about that. But thank you so much for your time.
You
Again,
are
everyone,
very welcome.
Kelly Severtson. Find him on his Instagram. I pinned it in the comments. Go see his amazing, magical shit right now. And we'll talk to you soon, Kelly.
Awesome. X, thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
All right, bye.